Yo, what is up, Everai family? It is Andrew here, and I am joined with Quentin, the composite artist behind all the dope art you are seeing behind the heroes. And for those of you that may not know, we'll dive deeper into the minds of Quentin and a little bit about what compositing is. Because for me, honestly, TLDR, it is the little details that I've come to truly appreciate. So, before we get into it, don't forget, tell your friends about Everai, like and subscribe to this video, and LFG. So Quentin, before we get into it, can you just let the community and myself know what compositing truly is?
Yeah, so what's compositing? Basically, compositing is like you take everything that people worked on throughout the production, the animation, the backgrounds, the special effects, and you make it all come up together to make the most beautiful image in the end, basically. You work on the colors, the level of the lighting and everything to make it what the people will see in the end, actually.
What brought you into the world of, art and animation?
That was a process. I started doing a business school, so I have a degree in business school, and then during those 3 years, I discovered a free software called Cinema 4D, which I loved, and I just started playing with it during my classes. And then I started to enroll in different classes and went eventually into an animation school called Superfocom, or now Rubica, where I met Mehdi and we worked on together on some projects and our graduation movie. So that's how it started.
What animes did you watch growing up?
The one that really marked me when I was younger were Evangelion, of course, Ghost in the Shell, Gurren Lagann as well. I guess those ones are the more obvious ones, especially for the project for Everai.
Yeah, so where are you from and where are you based out of?
Where I'm from France. I moved quite a bit. I lived 5 years in London and then a year in Tokyo. And now I'm currently living in Montreal in Canada since a year ago.
Can you tell us a little bit about your journey in the world of animation?
So how I started, after graduating animation school, I got an offer at Cartoon Network in London to work on the Amazing World of Gumball. That's where I started, and actually starting my career doing compositing on the key shots. So mainly in a sequence, there were one shot that was supposed to be replicated throughout the whole sequence. So that's what I was working on. And then after I moved into matte painting, and afterwards concept art, what I'm doing right now, on the side of doing art direction as well.
Before Everai and working with the screenshot team, what are some of the projects that you have worked on?
Also, my previous project before Everai, as I mentioned earlier, The Amazing World of Gumball was the first one. After I worked sporadically on different projects, mainly video games, as a concept artist. So I worked a bit on The Division. I did some illustrations for the card game, the Elderscrolls Legends. And then other projects, but mainly when I moved to Tokyo, I started to work on Seiya, the new TV series as an art director, and more recently also the TV series Blade Runner Black Lotus. And right now I work at Squre Enix as a concept artist for Hitman Sniper 2, The Shadows.
Yo, so all the work you do is pretty dope, but if you were to choose one project that you're the most proud of, what would it be and why?
The project I'm the most proud of, choosing one is really hard. I'd say I'm really proud of the Amazing World of Gumball. It was so much fun to work on this one, and the show itself is hilarious. I really liked working on Black Lotus, Blade Runner, because I love the universe and the mood and the style. And right now I'm pretty happy to work on Hitman as well. It's quite fun, and looking forward for it to be released and show what I've been doing on them.
Can you tell me about your creative process and, how do you get from idea to what we see today?
Depends on the task and what I'm doing. For concept art, usually I get a brief, so either with references or just a spoken brief or just written. And I start by gathering references as much as I can to understand the concept and understand how to make the image I'm gonna be doing relevant and feeling like it belongs to a place or to people, depending on what I'm illustrating. So basically references and then doing sketches, usually starting by 3 sketches that I'm going to show to the client. And then we discuss about it and have feedback. And then I continue working on it until the final product. If it's for compositing, usually I have the final image in my head before I start, and I have the full process prepared in my head. So it's really straightforward.
So what drew you to the NFT space, and why do you want to create a community around this Everai hero?
The fact that you can connect directly with people that like your work, and also that you can produce work that are dear to you, like more personal than working for clients where you have to make compromises and work for other people's projects, which is super fun, but also having the opportunity to have sort of personal project that's your main job or side job is really cool. It's pretty unique in the art space.
For me personally, I'm really excited to see how the community sees all the compositing and the amount of details you put in the lighting, the colors, and the little effects. But for you as the artist, what are you most excited about when releasing the first hero to the community?
What I'm most excited about releasing Everai, I'm really excited to see what people will think of the characters and the world we are creating around all of them, because the story is really deep and we have something really substantial that can go on for years. And it's not just images, it's like a whole backstory. So this I'm really interested because I love storytelling. And regarding the images themselves, I want people to get excited when they see them. Not necessarily to focus on the detail or how well they are presented, but if they get excited, we win, I think.
What are some of your biggest inspirations for this Everai collection?
Well, my biggest inspirations, or our biggest inspirations on the project Everai, kind of link back to the anime I was mentioning earlier, like Evangelion, Gurren Lagann, even Ghost in the Shell. We were even referencing a bit of Death Stranding, the game, sometime for some hints of the design. All of the retro vibe also, the retro sci-fi, those kind of design that don't really age when they are done well. So that's what we are looking for. Even like Star Wars, for example. Like, those designs, they don't age, they are still relevant now, and they've been designed more than 30 years ago, even 50 years ago.
So can you tell us a little bit more about your approach, especially when it comes to the lighting and the color of the heroes?
My process, so I got all of the design from Mehdi with the different color in layers that in After Effects I can come and composite in. And then I use what I've learned mainly on the Amazing World of Gumball. So making sure the color and the colorimetry works, because something we wanted to avoid is the patchwork effect that we often see because of the generative aspect of it. So I made sure that the background color and the lighting affects the color of the lighting on the characters and their overall colorimetry to have something that fits together. And also we were thinking of this to have something homogeneous. So there is a color palette and background that are made according to that one. So we know that in any combination of colors, it's gonna look good.
So Quentin, we've been at this for a while, but for the community out there that may not know, how long does it take to go from a sketch to a fully colored, fully lighted artwork,
How long does it take to go from a sketch to a final illustration? It really depends on the complexity and the process. If it's for a personal work, it could be way faster because I don't need to adapt to a client brief or even feedback. So let's say it could be between 3 days to a week or even month. I did a project where it was a series of 15 illustrations and I was exploring the world I was building at the same time, so between the characters and the environment. It took me more than a month, the full project, because I was really taking my time to design, look for the right camera angle and the storytelling, and then I started to write the story around this, so it took way longer. But then, for example, for a client work and illustration, in general, it's about a week in total. Rarely more than that, unless it's really a complex one, large scale, and that's special purpose. So how did we get to create the style of Everai with Mehdi? It was a long process because we've known each other for 10 years now. We've been working together and we always wanted to do a project together. So right now it's like the culmination of all of our experiences that we are putting together, and we have the same style and the same universe that we like. So it's kind of easy for us to mix it together because our tastes match pretty well. And then having the same references, we always point to the same designs that we like and readjusting them depending on our experiences, on our personal projects and the things we've been working on before, kind of mix it to something new and something that hopefully is unique to us.
So we've been through a lot of questions today. Is there anything we missed or anything you want to let the community know?
No, I will just say that I'm grateful to be able to work on this project with Mehdi, with whom we've been dreaming of doing a project like this together. An amazing opportunity. It's a lot of work. We are putting all of our heart in it, and I just hope people will like it and will enjoy it.
Yo, Quentin, so honestly, thank you for taking the time to have this little interview today and show us into the world that you live in. We're super excited to see the first Heroes final versions come out, including all the lighting and colors, and I know you got some legendary tricks hiding up there. So for the community, if you want to be involved in the project and you want to see Quentin's dope final work, make sure you follow us on Twitter, join on Discord, subscribe to the YouTube, and if you say what's up from this YouTube video, make sure you @ me and give Quentin some love. Peace.